was it for you not to jump in on the last segment with Nadia? We were talking about
Yeah,
Italy.
I was literally there, man. Can I crash the party?
He's like, come on.
I literally wanted to crash the party. I want to get
Well,
in there.
I know we could have consulted you about Italy as well. Obviously, you're from Italy, Italian, full-blooded, and it's fun. And I'm going in February. I don't know if I told you that or not, but I'm going to Italy in February. But I wanted to talk to you today about the mindset for success. You and I are working on a project together. A lot of it stems around this concept of, what does it actually take? And I think especially in your profession, in many professions this is true, but especially in your profession, people think that real estate agents just open doors and
drive BMWs.
And drive BMWs. Yeah, exactly. And so because of that, a lot of people get into the business and say, I'm going to get my license, I'm going to do real estate. But it's a great place for us to learn lessons about what a mindset for success really looks like. So, like, how do you start to drop that on someone? Because you can't just bring it all at once, right? You have to sort of slowly tell them, like, this is what you're going to have to do.
So, it all depends a lot on your background. So for me, coming directly from another country, straight to San Diego, I had no friends, no family, nothing. So you have no sphere of influence. It's obviously harder. I had to really literally do this throughout the years and be where I'm at right now. And I'm still fighting. You said something really important. So there's this misconception that's easy money, that you have a Rolex and you drive a Mercedes or a BMW. So as a result, we have 26,500 agents now. 26,500 agents.
That's crazy.
It's insane. How many people are in San Diego? 2 million, 2.3?
There were about 3,000 transactions a month?
Total transaction about 30 this month, about 3,800. We should be ending up in September. Looking at trends, from September 1st to 19, there's 1,900 pending. So I'm assuming we're around 3,800 by the end of the month. So, but I'm talking about how many people live in San Diego. It's probably 3 million inhabitants? So
in the county? 3 million for sure.
3 million. So you have 26,500 agents. I think it's way too many. As a result, you can see a bunch of them struggling. They are like 2 to 3 deals a year. How can you make a living with 2 to 3 deals a year after your broker split and whatnot? And you end up making $30,000 a year. So less than $10 an hour, most likely. So this is just calculation that on top of my head, when I have new agents coming to me and say, okay, can you teach me the game? So, the first thing I want to say is it takes a lot of discipline, consistency, discipline, and knowledge. The first thing I tell people when they come is like, hey, what did you do to get where you're at? I'm like, okay, for the past 4 to 5 years, I don't think I ever watched TV. As a matter of fact, I'm ignorant of what's happening around the world. But you ask me about real estate, you better believe I have the answer. So I'm literally, I remember I used to go to sleep listening to Mike Ferry or Tom Ferry, the tapes of YouTube or whatever it was back then. I've done a ton of training, and I still do. I have a coach. He calls me once a week, and he gives me a lot of crap because I'm not like, on an A+ game like I'm supposed to. Because I asked him, I said, yeah, please treat me like really bad. I want to be treated like my dad did to me when I was a kid if I was 2 minutes late or I wasn't well performing, So I grew up with that mentality that I was coming back from school and I had a 9 out of 10. And my dad was like, why? I was like, Dad, it's 9. He's like, well, it's not 10. I'm like, well, I know, but it's 9. I go from something to something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and I'm treating my business in the same way. It's funny, you see these, good-looking girls. They're like, oh, I'm so pretty. I know a lot of people. I want to become a real estate agent. And be honest, you see that all the time, don't you?
Sure.
They live their lives through Instagram. They see this real estate successful people, real estate agents out there in LA or in San Diego, whatnot. It's like, oh, I want to be in the real estate game. Great. So I'll tell you a little bit about my routine. You probably know what I do.
No, tell us. I don't know the whole thing.
Wake up in the morning between 5:15 and 5:30 every morning. Probably take a break on Saturday and Sunday. Wake up a little later. 5:30 I wake up. First thing I do is shot an espresso, as you well know. And then I put my headphones on, okay? They said that the first 15, 20 minutes of your day, if you put some good knowledge, some positive thinking into it, then it's going to change the outcome of your day. And it works. It is true. So what I put on is I call motivational speakers. I have like ton of knowledge on that, and I really, really appreciate it in the morning. So I put these headphones on, 5:30. I'm out of the house probably 5:45, and I go for a run, or I go to the gym. But I literally isolate myself from the rest. That's my me time. That's a time where my brain is working to really gather the information on a positive note on all these motivational speakers that are talking about get up, stand up, do this, you're the best you could be, on and on and on. Like literally for an hour and a half while I do my run or I do my workout, that's all I listen to. No music, just motivational speakers. By the time I'm done, go back home, I help my girlfriend with the kids and everything like that. By the time it's 8 o'clock, I start looking at my database already. I already start working, 8 a.m., okay? So I start to sort out who do I have to call for that day. 8:15, we do what's called an affirmation phone call, 8:15 to 8:30. 50 minutes of very, very powerful affirmation. I wrote down my own affirmations, and the agents in our team do the same. So we're on the phone, a round robin, and we just let it all out. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. Today I'm booking 2 appointments. Today I will open 1 escrow with so and so. Recently, I recommended to really be specific with names of people they're working with or I'm working with and vision them. Power of attraction. By 8:30, we're done doing the phone call, and trust me, I am alive, excited, and full of energy. So first thing I do, pick up the phone, start calling people I have to call on that day.
So before we start talking about making calls, I think the important takeaway from the beginning of the day is that it's a time for building up, charging the battery.
Oh yeah.
So to speak, like getting it charged up, not just rested. That's one thing, rest. A lot of times people wake up, like I woke up today very groggy. Like for whatever reason today, I was just like, it was really hard to wake up. Sometimes that happens. But what you're saying is first things first, get energized.
Totally.
Get the body moving, get the blood flowing, and then start the psychological element as well. Get that part prepared. Get yourself prepared psychologically for what your day is going to be, because if you're going to go and work a very hard day, which is assuming what you're about to tell us, you have to prepare yourself for that mentally. Like you can't go into it thinking thinking nothing or not being prepared. You're preparing yourself mentally for a hard day's work.
I mean, I think there's 2 different energies. One is the energy that's created by your body, your movement, and one is the energy created by your mind. And I think they travel together. I think you have to align your behaviors, okay? So if you're in your behaviors like, I am unstoppable, I am the best I could be, you have to act like one. You can just say that, and then have you seen on YouTube, on Facebook, all these people, it's making a great day, and this and that, all these positive affirmations. I really would love to be like a little ant or something and watch them, how they conduct their day after that affirmation. So I think aligning the behavior, it's very important. I agree, you should, and we do as a matter of fact, you do with a positive affirmation, but you got to do something about it, okay? So I feel like I'm a Taurus, okay? And I feel like a bull every single morning when I wake up. Seriously, I go through doors, my friend, and I just that's a mindset. And I know you know me, so we who I am. But I'm always like this. If when you see me that I'm a little bit less energy, it's because I'm focused. I have something in my mind. That's why I'm super laser focused. But 99%, I'm like this. I'm just like, oof, I'm in. I'm in this game to be very successful.
Is it teachable?
Yes.
In other words, if someone has, the inkling or the desire for this, do you have to be born with certain traits, or can you learn how to do these things to go from 0 to where you are in a short period of time?
So this is the thing. It's about your why. I know for a fact if you are very successful at what you do because you have a why, which is your daughter. Your family. Part of it is your daughter, your family. You want to have a legacy. There's a lot of things behind, your background and whatnot. If you have a very strong why, there's nothing can stop you. There's literally nothing that can stop you. And if you keep it fresh in your mind every single day, like writing down things, your goals, writing down your affirmations, and have these people giving you this positive energy in your brain, like motivational speakers. I have bad days. We all have bad days.
Sure.
I'll tell you something. Once I start at 8:30, that phone call, it's game on, my friend.
So what happens there? So we got to that part in your day. So you're starting to make phone calls. Like,
Right.
what happens next?
So from 8:30, I mean, I am a seasoned agent. I've been doing this for a while, and I condition myself to block things. That's very important. You have to learn how to block things. Because real estate agents, you know a lot of people. So you go from, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. I sold $5 million. After 2 hours, no, the deal is done. And no, they're canceling escrow. Oh crap, I'm broke. I can't pay my bills. Oh, I got another deal, 400,000, so I can barely pay my bills, and so on. That's in 24 hours. Okay? So if you condition yourself to block emotions and just make it strictly business and laser focus on your why, all that, it's white noise.
You just perform action and let the results
Correct.
take place.
I'm on the phone 8:30. Sometimes I start calling expired or old leads or whatever. It depends. You know, I call all sort of leads. There's some leads that are super mean, man. I mean, they're like, F you, don't call me again. You're a bottom feeder. You're this and that. I'm like, okay, have a great day, sir. Oh, people hang up on you. What do? I call back. I think we got disconnected. And then you get an F you. So it all depends. I mean, I'll be honest. People that come into the game, they think it's just riding the BMW, rolling around. That's not that, man. That's probably not even a 1% of the whole scenario. So by the time I'm done at 10 a.m., making my first set of calls, an hour and a half, so it depends. At times, it's super successfully booked 2 to 3 appointments. The goal is to do as much as you can in that 1 hour and a half window, okay? If you book an appointment, most of the agents are like a little younger, they just got into the game, they stop. That's the biggest mistake you can make. It's a numbers game. You know, the beautiful thing about this business, like when you start going down to science, there's numbers for everything. You have to make X number of calls, okay? You need to receive X amount of FU in order to book an appointment, and then face-to-face meeting, and then there's so many other things involved. So up to the close, there's all kind of percentages on that. The goal is white noise, you know, just block, put a barrier. It's just you, your computer, people that you talk to, and be genuine. Know your facts. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. They have another agent, or they're already sold, they're already bought. It doesn't matter. It's part of the game, okay? All you got to do is focus on your why and focus on people's why, their motivation.
And I've heard this before, too, from, you know, people who are masters at prospecting, that basically you just have to focus on your action, and then the results will take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you have in mind, these are my actions, this is what I'm going to do, and from that, the results will happen. So I don't have to sit here and worry about the results or quit after I have one success, or, you know, things like that. Like, just do your thing, and then whatever work comes from that, because that's generating more work. Like, that work is to create more work for you, right?
Correct.
So if you had success with your initial work, you're going to be creating more work.
Correct. So, and then the day goes on, it's 10 o'clock, right? Take a quick break, half hour. 10:30, what we do is role play over the phone. My team and I get on the phone and we role play. Like, you pretend that you're a buyer or a seller and I'm the agent, or vice versa. So we do a great job with it. We're very close. We do constructive criticism, try to improve what to say, what not to say, okay? Then when we're done at 11 o'clock, that's the fun part. Start looking for houses. You will go tour some homes. You know, send properties to the hub buyers, or do your CMA, whatever you need to do at work. Okay. And then the work progresses. I mean, being a CEO of our team, it's a little different where I'm at right now. But if it's a solo agent just getting into the game, trust me, you work from the 5:30 in the morning, because you're mentally preparing yourself, all the way to 7 o'clock at night. So once you ease into the afternoon, we do another session of calls if you don't have any appointments. If you have showings or listing presentation or whatnot, then, you know, that takes priority. But if you don't have anything going on, from 4:30 p.m. all the way to 6:30 p.m., it will be other phone calls, okay? The agents that work with me, we call an average of, I want to say 150 to 180 people per day. Wow. Dials, I should say, yeah. The goal is to have about 20 contacts each. 20 people. It could be over the phone, it could be at the supermarket, it could be anywhere you want, but it's 20 contacts talking about real estate. You do understand that it's draining. This is day in, day out, 5 times a week, plus you have the open house on the weekends.
That's the thing. Yeah. How do you combat that?
So in regards to what?
The draining element.
The draining element. Look, I think if you think about this, I like to break it down in there's some actions that make you money. I call it with a dollar sign. An action that you need to do in order to in the future make money. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Prospecting, writing contracts, go to appointments, and so forth. Those are the actions or the hours you spend in order to put some escrows in and help some people buy or sell real estate. Okay. Then there is the actions that for now they're not going to do anything, which is improving your skills. If you have no skills in this business with 26,500 agents out there, you only have a why, and you're going to stay dreaming about it. So if you don't spend the rest of the time that you're actively not looking for a buyer, seller, or writing contracts, you have to work on yourself. You have to work on skills. You have to work on what's happening on the market. I always tell the agents, like, you have to be obsessed about real estate. Obsessed. Think about it. Everything in my life is around real estate. It's funny because I don't want to talk about real estate, but I always end up somebody asking me a question about real estate. And I'm like, how do you know I'm in a real estate business? Oh, no, because I was thinking about buying or I just saw a house, whatever. Do you know anything about it? I'm like, they don't even know I am in the real estate. Maybe they know, but they don't tell me.
You think you're just attracting that naturally because it's something that you're carrying with you?
I think so. I believe in that. Yeah, I believe in that. It's because you have this energy around you. I'm positive charged. Okay. And if you have passion for something like I do, it's inevitable. Real estate is about homes. And we all need a home. We all need a roof over our head, So they're going to always ask you, but it's so intriguing too. It's exciting. People want to do an investment or they want to buy a rental.
It's a big deal here.
It is.
In San Diego, real estate's a big deal, and it has been for forever. Since San Diego got on the map, and since it's become a destination, now it's an international destination.
Right.
You just look at the downtown landscape in the last 20 years and what's happened. Really, not even that long. 13 years.
Yeah,
let's say since Petco Park came in, which was I think 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it 13, 14 years. The transformation that's taken place here is evidence of that. The amount of money that's pouring in. So with that comes opportunity for great rewards. Also comes great risks.
Of course.
And all those things. So it's become an even bigger conversation than it was, I think, when I got here in early 2005, and it was still much more prominent and relevant than the real estate conversation was where I'm from, in Missouri, where
Right.
there aren't that many opportunities. There's if you take your work ethic to Missouri, you would sell every house. There's no one there is no one there who's working that hard. You know what I mean? It's just,
it's funny because I'm part of the Tom Ferry organization. So when we go to the summit, there's people from all over the United States and the world, and I hear I sold 150 homes. I'm like, what? By yourself? Like, well, there's only 20 agents in my town. I'm like, you know what I mean? It becomes inevitable. If you work a little harder than anybody else, here you go. And going back on that on the line of thoughts, you have to outwork the competition. That's how it is. You increase your skills. You know your market. Outwork the competition. Grant Cardone is?
Yeah.
So I am a huge fan of Grant. He talks about 10x everything, 10x your business, 10x your mindset. I feed off of him. I live my life like that. I take huge risks. And, in a few months I've been tripling, the team. Now I'm opening a new office in Miami, which is happening in the next 30 days. We've already signed the lease and everything else. We're expanding like crazy. My short-term goal is to have 4 or 5 different market centers throughout the United States. So, and talking about this, the mindset, I want to share that with the agents I work with. It works. Simple as that. You have passion. You have a why. You outwork the competition. You know all your stuff. It's inevitable.
This is like a formula for success. Like what you're trying to create is essentially a roadmap that if you do this, this will happen. Because like other people might luck into something, you know, oh, their mom was a real estate agent for 35 years and they have all these contacts and they were their assistant for 10 years and then eventually, you know, they just kind of walked into the business. That's very, very few and far between. What you're saying is these things that I'm doing, if you're willing to do them, then you can make it and you can be successful in this business. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I've seen it. I mean, I came in from the first year I moved here, okay? I was working with other agents because I wasn't an agent back then. I wanted to buy a home. Then I was buying investment properties. This is in 2010. And I worked with 4 different agents. The reason I work with 4 different agents is because they weren't go-getters, man. I mean, you asked them something and they were like, oh, I don't know, let me find out. You come to my office, it's no, I don't know, let me find out. Wait a minute, let me do my research while you're here with me, okay? It's like, let's go out. Let's write an offer on this one. Let's write an offer on that one. I think this property in the long term is going to, give you X amount. Or do you want to know about your ROI, your return of investment, based on the money you put down? That's how you talk. You have to be passionate. No, there's dead people walking around. This is how I see it. I see a lot of dead bodies walking around. Seriously, driving a Mercedes or BMW, then they are in the real estate. They've been there for a while, or, but there's no passion. Would you work with somebody that has no passion?
Sometimes you have to. In certain things, not
Well,
in real estate.
But
like if you're sitting down at a restaurant and someone comes up to take your order and they're not very passionate about it, that happens frequently.
Right.
Or you walk into a diner and you're trying to get a coffee and they just kind of ignore
Hello.
you.
Yeah.
Or like, be with you in a minute. Gosh, my life sucks. You get that a lot. So yeah, I much prefer to go into one of those little coffee shops where somebody goes, hello, how are you doing? Il Nazo's here.
Exactly. That's like that,
And then like, hey,
Today
all right,
we have
cool.
a special, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, it is like that. I mean, I'm reading a book now about personality. We talked about this last week, about different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
The driver, amiable, analytics, and expressive. So we all have a different personality, and we should all learn, I believe, how to adapt to a different personality. I'm a very high IID. You can see I'm an expressive, I'm a driver. And I see analytical people, right? Analytical people, they're very quiet, introverted. If you go to a CPA, most likely is an analytical person, right?
That's correct, yeah.
But imagine that CPA, okay? You just say something about not everybody has to be like that. But if you go to a CPA and he's an analytical, but he's trying to match your personality as an expressive, and it's like, oh, Mr. Derek, this year I can save you $26,000 in taxes and blah blah blah. Isn't it exciting? Like you will love that.
That's true.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think everything evolves about your excitement, your passion of what you do.
Yeah, because passion is really just an outward expression of energy towards something. It's a positive energy. If you're passionate about something, usually you're positive about it. Now,
Right.
There's a difference between being passionate and being like fixated. Like there are some people that are crazy, like detectives who are like fixated on like finding the guy. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing. But when we're talking about passion, that has to do with like an outpouring. When
Right.
you're passionate about something, there are a lot of people who are passionate about religion, for example. And when you talk to them about it, one of two things will happen. You see just a bundle of emotions will just pour out of them. Or excitement levels will change. Their whole demeanor will change. They'll turn into a different person right in front of you. You can see it. You can also tell when that person's been working at the coffee shop for too long, they're at the end of their shift, and you've just had it. Those are two really different experiences. So I understand that. But is that, Joe, is passion something that you can teach, or does someone just have to have it?
I think if you don't have passion for something, you're in the wrong business. You should just leave and do something else.
Find something you're passionate about.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't be doing something for the rest of your life. Can't remember if it was Les Brown or who else, but he said this, the biggest mistake you could do is live a life without passion or just wandering. And then when you die, your soul elevates and you look at yourself from up there, like, I wish I would have done something else. I wish I would have done this instead of that. That's so sad if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. When I wake up in the morning, I'm so energized. I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen today? You know, it's cool. It's awesome. You know, I feel like if God forbid something will happen to me tomorrow, I give the best of the best I could give. I live my life like that every single day, you know. And yes, man, I do have bad days. Don't get me wrong. I have a ton of bad days, you know. Personal issues and, you know, the divorce and blah, blah, blah. That affects you a lot. Absolutely, it does. As much as I try to block it and make it, you know, the white noise, but at times it just affects you. So what do? I wait until night. I go to sleep in the morning all over again. I get energized. It's funny because the first 4 or 5 hours of my day, I'm totally unstoppable. It doesn't matter. You know, you're just like, whatever happens, you're just like, whatever, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because you keep feeding yourself with this information that they keep telling you, you know, as long as you fall down, if you fall on your back, you're still looking up, you can't stand up, go, do it. You know what I mean? So how can you?
I got to send you, one of the best motivational speeches that I've ever heard. Do you follow Jocko at all? Jocko
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Holy smokes, he's got some really, really good ones. I'm going to send you one that I just saw today for the first time.
There you go.
It's amazing. But that would be one of the things you could totally add to that morning routine of, like, you know, because it's basically about pushing a boulder up a hill.
Okay.
And how he doesn't do it because he wants to get the boulder to the top of the hill. He does it because he wants to push the boulder. That's his enjoyment. His enjoyment is the work. And he says, if I ever got the boulder to the top of the hill and it stopped and it just stayed there, he said, I push it back down myself.
That's powerful right there.
Awesome.
Wow.
So you'll have to listen to the way he says it, because Jocko's a powerful guy, very motivational, and you know, he preaches that, you know, that you have to enjoy the work and not just the destination. You have to enjoy the work that you're doing, and understand that is a lot in your mind.
That translates into passion we're talking about. You know, the work. It's like if you do something, you know, when you really break it down, how many hours my team and I work on a weekly basis, it's probably 70 hours, 60 to 70 hours.
Each?
Well, of course, each one of us, yeah. So, you know, when you break it down like that, people look at you work 60 to 70 hours? I mean, I work from the moment I wake up, my eyes open until my eyes closed. If I have a sticky transaction or something going on or a stressful client or somebody that's stressed out and we're in escrow with, I pick up the call 8 o'clock at night, 8:30, you know? I have to. I don't want to have a bad night going through, you know what I mean? It's such an important purchase or an important, as you say, situation, selling or buying your home. It's huge. I mean, you invest the $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is. It's the biggest investment in your life. So we got to be careful with that. And at times, you know, I had people talking to me. It's like, dude, you're not a doctor. I was like, you shouldn't be working at 9 o'clock at night, whatnot. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I might not have a degree as a doctor, but I am a doctor in real estate. And I believe in that.
The real estate doctor, a new nickname.
No.
For my buddy, Joey Corbisiero. We were calling you El Nazo, but I think we're going to go with the real estate doctor instead. And Dream Homes, the Dream Homes team here in San Diego, guys are making waves and soon to be making them in Miami. Thank you so much for coming in, my friend, and sharing your secrets with us today. Really appreciate your time. Tremendous stuff. And of course, more to come right here on Smarter San Diego Facebook Live. We'll see you soon.